Hi, Miss Brown here, and today I'm going to read to you a story called The Day the Crayons Quit. This is one of my favorite books to read, and one of my favorite books to make an artwork about. So, have fun and get creative.
The Day the Crayons Quit by Drew Daywalt. Pictures by Oliver Jeffries. One day in class, Duncan went to take out his crayons and found a stack of letters with his name on them. Hey Duncan, it's me, Red Crayon. We need to talk. You make me work harder than any of your other crayons. All year long, I wear myself out coloring fire engines, apples, strawberries, and everything else that's red. I even work on holidays. I have to color all the Santas at Christmas and all the hearts on Valentine's Day. I need a rest. Your overworked friend, Red Crayon. Dear Duncan, all right, listen. I love that I'm your favorite crayon for grapes, dragons, and wizard hats, but it makes me crazy that so much of my gorgeous color goes outside the lines. If you don't start coloring inside the lines soon, I'm going to completely lose it. Your very neat friend, Purple Crayon. Dear Duncan, I am tired of being called light brown or dark tan, because I am neither. I am beige and I am proud. I'm also tired of being second place to Mr. Brown Crayon. It's not fair that Brown gets all the bears, ponies, and puppies, while the only things I get are turkey dinners, if I'm lucky, and wheat. And let's be honest, when was the last time you saw a kid excited about coloring wheat? Your beige friend, Beige Crayon. Duncan, Gray Crayon here. You're killing me. I know you love elephants, and I know that elephants are gray, but that's a lot of space to color in all by myself. And don't even get me started on your rhinos, hippos, and humpback whales. You know how tired I am after handling one of those things? Such big animals. Baby penguins are gray, you know. So are very tiny rocks, pebbles. How about one of those once in a while to give me a break? Your very tired friend, Gray Crayon. Dear Duncan, you color with me, but why? Most of the time, I'm the same color as the paper you were using me on. White. If I didn't have a black outline, you wouldn't even know I was there. I'm not even in the rainbow. I'm only used to color snow or to fill an empty space between other things. And it leaves me feeling, well, empty. We need to talk. Your empty friend, White Crayon. And this is a white cat in the snow by Duncan right here. Hi, Duncan. I hate being used to draw the outline of things that are colored in by other colors, all of which think they're brighter than me. It's not fair when you use me to draw a nice beach ball and then fill in the colors of the ball with all the other colors. What about black beach balls sometimes? Is that too much to ask? Your friend, Black Crayon. Dear Duncan, as Green Crayon, I am writing for two reasons. One is to say that I like my workloads of crocodiles, trees, dinosaurs, and frogs. I have no problem and wish to congratulate you on a very successful coloring things green career so far. The second reason I write is for my friends Yellow Crayon and Orange Crayon, who are no longer speaking to each other. Both crayons feel they should be the color of the sun, Please settle this soon because you're driving the rest of us crazy. Your happy friend, Green Crayon. Dear Duncan, Yellow Crayon here. I need you to tell Orange Crayon that I am the color of the sun. I would tell him, but we are no longer speaking. And I can prove I'm the color of the sun too. Last Tuesday, you used me to color in the sun on your Happy Farm coloring book. In case you've forgotten, it's on page 7. You can't miss me. I'm shining down brilliantly on a field of yellow corn. Your pal and the true color of the sun, Yellow Crayon. There's orange right here. We're gonna see what happens. Dear Duncan, I see Yellow Crayon already talking to you, the big whiner. Anyways, could you please tell Mr. Tattletale that he is not the color of the sun? I would, but we're no longer speaking. We both know I am clearly the color of the sun, because on Thursday, you used me to color the sun on both the Monkey Island and the Meet the Zookeeper pages in your Day at the Zoo coloring book. Orange, you glad I'm here? Ha! Your pal and the real color of the sun, Orange Crayon. Dear Duncan, it has been great being your favorite color this past year, and the year before that, and the year before that. I have really enjoyed all those oceans, lakes, rivers, raindrops, rain clouds, and clear skies. But the bad news is that I am so short and stubby, I can't even see over the railing in the crayon box anymore. I need a break. Your very stubby friend, Blue Crayon. Duncan. Okay, listen here, kid. You have not used me once in the past year. It's because you think I'm a girl's color, isn't it? Speaking of which, please tell your little sister I said thank you for using me to color in her Little Princess coloring book. I think she did a fabulous job of staying inside the lines. Now, back to us. Could you please use me sometime to color the occasional pink dinosaur, or monster, or cowboy? Goodness knows they could use a splash of color. Your unused friend, Pink Crayon. Hey Duncan, it's me, Peach Crayon. Why did you peel off my wrapping paper? Now I'm naked and too embarrassed to leave the crayon box. I don't even have any underwear. How could you like to go to school naked? I need some clothes. Help! Your naked friend, Peach Crayon. Well, poor Duncan just wanted to color. And of course, he wanted his crayons to be happy. And that gave him an idea. When Duncan showed his teacher his new picture, she gave him an A for coloring. And an A+ for creativity. The end.
I really like that book a lot. It's one of my favorite books as it deals with some of my favorite art supplies, crayons, and it also teaches us that we can be creative and use our crayons differently and have fun just coloring in our own way. Such a fun, awesome book. Today, for your art lesson, we'll actually be drawing one of these crayons and have the opportunity to make our own art scene of our own choice. So, let's get started. You will need a piece of paper, a pencil, and a box of crayons today.
Alright, so I've got my paper here. I'm going to draw my crayon right here because what I'm going to make over here is a little artwork scene for myself to color in any way I want right next to it. So first, I'm going to make the body of that crayon, which is 2 parallel lines. Now, I notice on my book right here, these lines are not exactly perfectly straight, and I think that's what gives them a lot of life. So, don't worry about having perfectly straight lines today. Just have fun making your crayon. I'm going to make the end right here, which is a nice little curve. And actually, I'm going to make a simple curve first for the top of him right here. We need to make that point of our crayon here, which is kind of like a triangle, except it's not a pointy top. It's actually got a bit of a curve because he's been used in that crayon box. If I then go over, I can make another curved line for the top of that paper. And it matches exactly with the top of our crayon tip right here. I'm then going to do the same for the bottom, following again that curve down here. We need to make our little ribbon here, which is really important for white crayon because we did not see white crayon at all without this. And we had a nice little zigzag line I just made to kind of show that same design. I'm now going to choose a color. I really like red, so I'm going to have red be his name here. I'm going to move my paper. And I'm going to write red. Just like that. Now I need to give him arms and legs and a face to see as well with. So I'm going to make his little hands. It's one little line pointing up, and then actually his hands, the little fingers, are just kind of squiggles, a little loop-de-loop. Just like that. I'm going to give him 2 little eyes, which are 2 tiny little circles right here. And I'm going to give him a big eyebrow too. And I'm going to give him a smile actually. Just like that. Oh, and he needs 2 feet, which are just the little lines right down below. Perfect. There is our crayon for us to draw, and I'm going to draw a little space over here for our scene. Whenever cartoons or any other characters in any sort of book are thinking, they have a sort of squiggly bumpy cloud like this. And they'll make a second littler one coming from his head, so it looks like he's thinking. There we go. Now I'm going to get started coloring him in, and I'm going to design the background here too for us to use. I like using crayons. If you have crayons at home, feel free to use them. If you don't have crayons, you can use colored pencils or markers or whatever you have on hand. There we go. So I've got this little scene here so far. I just had fun drawing a whale, a rainbow, and a little apple tree in a house with the sun in the sky. You can draw whatever you want though and color it just how you like. just have my red crayon here. I made him really, really, really dark for those parts that were actually the crayon, and then I just didn't push as hard and went really light when I colored his body in. I'm going to color in this whole little scene here now for you to see. I'm going to use my red to outline the thinking bubble, so you can tell that red is thinking this. Perfect. And there you have it. Here is our wild, super colorful drawing. If you want, you can color the background any way you want. Maybe you want to make a rainbow. Who knows? That is all up to you. And there you go. Have fun, get creative, and make cool stuff.